messing with my spirits. Quit messing with my electronics. Anyway, how you guys doing today? This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal. And today, man, it is Saturday. And it's a cold, rainy day down here in Central Texas. Huh? But anyway, forgetting about me. Today, how's my co-host doing? She's doing okay.
Pretty good.
She's laughing. Okay. Today, we are in Niagara Falls, New York. First time ever in Niagara Falls. First time ever as a podcast. So thank you. Today we got Beyond Logic with Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am okay. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to join us and tell us a little bit about your life. So welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Look, I am ready to pick your brain and see what you're thinking, see how everything works in your world. I'm just ready for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at your Facebook page right now, and there is so much that you are into. And I'm curious to know every little bit, but with that being said, I'd like to do a quick shout out to everybody on all the social media outlets out there. Tonight, I am not streaming live on TikTok or Clapper. That is such a hard work to do. I mean, people don't think that being a podcaster is not a lot of hard, but it's hard work, especially when you're streaming to so many different platforms at one time. And somebody, I think when I was on Clapper yesterday, somebody said that they were gonna turn me in to the Clapper authorities, whoever they are. I have no clue. But I will not be doing TikTok tonight, and I will not be doing Clapper. So guys, but all you guys on Kick, Rumble, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to join me also. But hey, let's sit back and have some fun and enjoy the moment that we got. And trust me, I got this lady for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Depends on how good the conversation is and if she's got time for me. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this party started. Tiffany, introduce yourself to the world.
Well, my name is Tiffany. I am Beyond Logic with Tiffany on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I'm based out of Niagara Falls, New York, but I grew up in a really small town, Wilson, New York. It's right on Lake Ontario. Most people, even in my own area, don't know where that is. So, I mean, that just shows you how little it is. But
I do.
Oh, do you?
Okay.
My cousin lives in Ontario.
Oh,
Georgetown,
okay.
Ontario. Yeah.
Awesome.
My cousin lives a little bit south of there in a big state called Texas. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
No, not a clue.
No.
Never heard of it, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, hey, welcome. Oh, Lord.
I broke her already.
She's probably reading your mind, and you're probably reading her mind.
Oh, gosh.
People, when they get together, man, it's like, oh.
I don't know if she'd be laughing if she was in my mind.
You see. There's a rule against us. We don't read each other's minds without permission.
Mm-hmm.
But you read minds all the time, and you hold up.
Because you're easy to read this way.
If I never give you permission, why are you reading my mind? I don't understand that.
Blah, blah, blah.
See, no, that's not right.
It's an unspoken rule, and we have like shields up around ourselves.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
wait a minute, is a rule for you guys? But it's not a rule. It should be a rule for people like me.
No, 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 no. It's just a rule for us.
It's
So
different.
y'all, it's okay. It's okay for you guys to read my mind, but it's not okay for you guys to read each other's minds.
Yeah. It's the
Essentially.
unwritten rule.
Oh, here, yeah,
See, but
yeah.
most
You
people
don't.
that are, I hate to use this word, but the normal people, they don't have the shield up. Like they have the guard down more.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
I've always got my shield up. Trust me, because you never know. You can be okay. This is gonna be one of the topics of the conversation, and I would like to actually know what you actually think about this. There are people in the world. Oh, hold on. There are people in the world that are gifted, and they don't even know that they're gifted.
Yes.
You know. So
there are
hold
people
on.
who are incarcerated. There are people who are put in homes because they're gifted, and yeah, they
Yeah.
don't belong there.
Yeah. So I mean, I think people should always have their guard up because you never know who or what you might run into.
True.
That's my philosophy, you know. But I've got so many questions to ask you, and we're gonna start from the base. We're gonna start from the bottom, and we're gonna work our way up with
Okay.
you. What? Huh? Psychic mediums. Are you people that are gifted? And the big question that Irene could never answer the question for me is, and I would like to hear what you think is, are you guys, or are you gifted guys? Where do you think you get your gifts from? Is it, because I know it's something that's hereditary, and I know sometimes it might skip a generation or two in your family tree, but where did you think all this started at?
So I have a few different theories actually about that specific topic. For one, I think that everybody has gifts. They just need to know how to use them and have to have know how to tap into them. Everybody has gut feelings and intuition. That's essentially what we work off of.
Yeah, everyone has some sort of gifts,
Yeah,
but they just have to learn yeah, exactly, tap into it and learn how to use it.
Okay, okay, cool. Now, what? Because I'm not consider myself a big conspiracy theorist, but I call myself. I'm in there, and I'm in there. I think every podcaster is in there somewhere. I always thought that people that are gifted, and I might be wrong on this. I always thought people are gifted. They got their gift from someone who's that were, how can I say it? That was a little bit out there. You know,
Oh, you mean
they're
higher
well, because
uh
at some point, because I always thought there was a tree, and at some point, all your ancestors were either a witch or something of that nature, and everything grew up, and it just their gifts just branched off to other members of the family. So the question is, at some point, do you think your ancestors were a witch or some point to actually get this whole situation started for you?
so that's interesting. So I don't know how much I mean, I don't want to offend anybody or overstep what I'm allowed to say, but if you go back to like before religious culture started and religion started, I mean, that's essentially where it stemmed from was like the Holy Ghost and all of
yeah,
that. I mean, that's what it started as until it was more organized. So
yeah.
I feel like you do have a good baseline there. That is very accurate, but I think that it was just so frowned upon and everybody was so scared of it that it kind of got shunned, and a lot of people hid their gifts for so long
Hmm.
that now it's just becoming more accepted again in society.
Mm,
I think it depends on which country you're in that
Yeah,
they're
of
more
course.
accepted. Um, you know, oh, that's a hard question. Okay. Yeah, some people do want,
because
you know. Mm,
because I always thought, I mean, because me and you, Tiffany, I'm gonna use you for an example. You're going down a highway. You're going down a highway, and you come to a four-way intersection. You can make a right, and you can. There's nothing down there. You can make a left, and there's nothing down there. But if you look straight, there's a door. There's a door, and sometimes that's the way I think that psychic mediums that don't know what they have that option to take that right or take that left, or to go straight to that door and see what's behind that door. Some people are afraid to go to that door and open up the possibilities of what they might have, or what their potentials might be. Some of them make that right and just continue going. They're like, well, I don't want to deal with it. But is it fair to
Hmm.
say if you don't go straight to, if you don't go to that door down the street and open that door, you could be possibly missing out on something very spectacular, or you could be missing out on something that you're supposed to be doing, but somebody in the universe is giving you that option to make that right or to make that left, if that makes any sense to you.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I think you're right. I mean, I feel like it's like a muscle too. So if it's something that you're not exercising and keeping up with, you're going to lose it. So even if you do decide to go through that door because you're curious, you can always close it again.
hmm.
But
But then you look at it.
I
You
was
you
always
look at
told
Yeah.
once you step to that door, there's no turning back.
But you have a choice, and some of us see beyond that door whether it's viable or not. If it's not viable, we won't go through it.
Hmm. And I think that's the reason why we got so many people that are afraid to use their gifts. It's because you know, they are just basically afraid of it. They don't know, they don't understand it. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, you're right. It's like going down a rabbit hole.
Yep.
So, I mean, because I think you guys are here for a reason. I think you guys are selected for a reason. And if it's for you guys to change the world for the better, I don't know, but you guys are here for a reason.
I'm not going to change the world. If you don't want to
Well,
listen,
you
that's
have.
fine too.
I mean, you can say, wait, hold on, Irene. You can say that you can't, but how many lives have you changed
Personally, many.
personally? How many lives have you changed?
I'd say quite a few.
Tiffany, how many lives have you changed? Now, when I mean change the world, I don't mean the world as itself. I mean worlds, I mean as far as individually,
Hmm.
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
You've changed so many lives. You changed so many worlds that my life has been changed because of Irene. Where would I be today if me and her never met?
Still sulking.
Hmm, possibility. I could be in a drunken state right now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's you guys are here for a reason. And I love what you guys do. I thank you guys for the things that you do, even though a lot of people don't understand it. What you guys do, you guys, like I said, you guys are here for a reason. So whatever you guys to consent, whatever you guys, you know, do, is to me, I've always seen a psychic medium do something positive. I've never came across a negative psychic medium or a medium or a negative clairvoyant. Whatever these guys call themselves today. I've seen negative witches. I've seen
Mhm.
dark witches. I've seen white witches. But when it comes to stuff like that, I've never seen anything that you guys have pushed that was bad.
I'm a gray
So,
witch. I'm a gray witch. So, you have to deal with some nastiness of people that create. And sometimes you have to correct the incorrect. So, yeah.
Ooh, I
I
like
mean,
that.
I don't mind. I don't mind being the Grey Witch. I think I'm Gandalf the Black.
Hmm.
Y'all didn't get the
But I'll
joke.
never be a dark witch. Ever, ever, ever. Because it comes back to you tenfold. Whatever you do that's negative. So you don't, so you try to keep on the right side of things and on the good side.
Mhm.
You know, it's crazy. But Tiffany, when did you discover your gift? What age? What and
Oh,
the biggest question is, what made you go straight instead of making that right or that left?
I was young. I was very young. I've been able to see spirits from as long as I can remember. And honestly, just because I was so young, I don't think I realized that I had the option to go left or right. I just kind of kept going.
Yeah,
And I thought that everybody could see what I did until I got older and I realized that I was the weirdo because I could see things that weren't there.
yeah, yeah. I agree with
Interesting.
that one. Actually, we all go in our. If we have a choice between go right and left, we go. Well, I'm gonna go with the way I want to go. Like I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm not gonna listen to you, but I'm gonna do what I want to do.
And
Yeah.
and I think that's a lot of people do that. But do they sometimes think that they've
A lot
made
of
a
people
mistake by
don't do
going
that.
the other way or not going the way that they thinking that they should go? Uh, you know, People sometimes do things and they always try to go back and correct it.
Mhm.
But it's just one of those things. Tiffany, uh, do you have any kids by chance?
I do. I have a daughter.
How does she do? She have the gift?
She does, and she's terrified of it.
Hmm.
Every
So
now and again, she's still young, but
uh-huh. How old is she?
she's 8.
So how do you comfort her going through this unusual time for her?
She clams up a lot of the time, but if she does openly express it, I just kind of listen to her. I don't force it. And I think that's really important is that I don't try to get it out of her. I feel like if she wants to tell me, she's going to open up in her own time.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Hmm.
she comes up with things that are completely left field. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you're aligning with me. And so now it's kind of cool because she's getting to that age where she's kind of getting interested in the paranormal and the stuff that I do. So I'm kind of trying to like show her that it's okay to accept who she is, and I show her what I do, and
Hmm.
hopefully she'll be more accepting of her own gifts and she'll kind of dive into it head first like I did.
Do you ever call your?
Mm.
Do you ever talk to your daughter and say you're calling her name and she comes up? What do you want, Mom? I said, oh, I'm sorry, I called you. And they go, yeah, I was just thinking about you. Sorry about that. And they go back to that.
She'll go, what? And I'm like, oh, sorry, just thinking about you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what my kids do. My kids are the same way. They go, what? Did you call me? I go, no, I was just thinking about you. They go, okay. Like, like as if I was calling because they know I was calling this way. And telepathy, they come upstairs. They go, what is it, Mom? I go, uh, oh, sorry, nothing. They go, mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, isn't that not cool? That is so damn cool, dude, where you guys can communicate without even speaking.
Mhm.
I mean, I wish I had that. You know, I can think, I can think out loud. I can, but is anybody out there listening? Is there anybody that can say, oh, okay, yeah, get me that back? No, that is so cool that you guys can do that. If you guys ever want to take a vacation from your gifts, just email me, call me, let me know, and I will take them for a week. I have no
Like I
problem with
said,
that.
this gift comes with grave responsibility. And if
And
you
I'm a
don't
great
take it,
responsible guy. Whose cat is that?
he still
I
don't
am a
get it.
great. Hey, I can take on the responsibility. I do whatever it takes to help you guys out. My
So,
job
I
here is
mean,
to help you. If you want to
it
go
might
on the
scare the
vacation
hell
with
out of you.
girls,
Yeah,
hey,
it's not something that you take lightly. It's
you know
something
what?
that can be really because yeah, my shoulders like have 50 pounds on each one. And there are things that I know that I can't tell anybody, and there are things there that only I should know. And if I could never, ever, ever divulge what I know, because it's just way too much for anybody else to understand.
Pinky promise, I won't tell nobody what you guys know. Pinky promise, I promise I won't tell nobody. I know, but you know what? I think just the way that I hear you guys communicate and the way you guys speak, I'm kind of jealous. I really am because I felt like I tried to talk to my inner self and nothing has responded. I've actually, people say you got this possibility of being the same way that I am, but that's not true because how can one say that your gift is in me when your gifts you inherited, your gift was gifted from so many people before you. So I cannot just say, hey, everybody has the possibility. And I just, I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking that you guys have that privilege or having it from generation to generation to generation from generation. You guys have that. I don't. And Tiffany, I heard you say that at the beginning of the show. Everybody has the gift,
Hmm.
but hell, the only gift I got is drinking beer every damn weekend, and I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's you guys are just so unique. And me and Irene fussed and argue about this every weekend. It ain't been a weekend that we don't talk about. I try to get her to tell me something. Tell me something I don't know. I'm curious. It's in my DNA. I am a human being. We're curious by nature. How many times have you went somewhere and you're sitting up there and you just thinking about it? I'm like, man, I wonder if I can go knock on that door and somebody will answer. That's curiosity. Everything's curiosity today. So is it wrong for me to be curious as a human? If I wasn't curious, I wouldn't be a human. If I wasn't curious, I would know everything.
You know what he said to me? He said, I'm going to sing 99 balls of beer on the wall until you tell me something that I want to know.
Yeah, for all of you, and I'm telling you, for all of you that denies me access, I'm coming for you. Tiffany, you're on my hit list.
That's fine.
I'm gonna sing 99 bottles of beer on the wall, and I'm gonna keep all y'all up night.
Then we'll
I'm gonna
wear
keep all of
earplugs.
y'all up.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Tiff, seriously. Does your mom
Mhm.
have the gifts or did your dad?
Both of my parents do.
Mm.
Who
My dad is
embraces
a
it?
lot. Yeah, my dad is a lot shyer about it, but he has very high intuition, and he just thinks that he's a good judge of character, which I admit he is. but it's a lot more than that. You can just kind of tell when you already have abilities yourself. You can usually tell the other people that
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah.
Now, are you good with auras? 'Maybe
I'm.
somebody can help me figure out that whole aura thing.
Huh?
What's your question about it?
Okay, because a lot of people say, Terry, because I got a guy who's in the same field you guys are in. He said, Terry, every time I look at you and I turn my head like this, I don't see no aura in you. I don't see no kind of colors whatsoever. So you're hard to figure out. Seeing someone's aura, is that figuring them out, or how does this whole thing work? What does the aura mean when you have this color?
Well, it means something different. I think to different psychics. I mean, for me, I can tell you that I feel like you've got a green and blue aura. Green to
Mm-hmm.
me means happy, and blue means calm.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the different color schemes and different psychics, like you have like layers, like there, like it's. I don't know exactly how to explain it. It's just like the people that project their energy out further have bigger auras. You
Mm-hmm.
can see more of it. There's
Or
other
it stands out
times.
stronger, and some people
Yes.
don't. Right? Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, I'm kind of still getting used to reading auras. So like it's hit or miss for some people. Like the people that are more open, I can see them like really clear, and then there's other people
Mm-hmm.
that I can't see them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, half the time.
Oh,
Uh,
and Tiffany, he's got his wife behind him, so just you know,
Oh, I wonder if they're merging together, maybe.
yeah, his wife and his
she needs
grandfather's with him all the time.
she needs to get a job.
Cause she's here and he's here,
She
and
Okay.
his
needs to get a
sister's
job.
over here.
Tiffany, just the strangest story. So I'm sitting here talking to Irene yesterday, and I'm the type of guy. If I have that opportunity, I'm gonna take that opportunity to say hello to those who are in the great beyond. And I reached out to my wife, and you know what my wife said? And it threw me for a freaking loop. She told me she was sunbathing. Who does that?
That's awesome,
She
though.
said she was in a buff sunbathing. Okay,
Mm.
he was
Oh.
freaking out of that one.
What spirit sunbathe? Who does that? It threw me for a loop, and you know what? And I sit here and I did this for a minute, and I'm like, okay. And it's weird because spirits do the things the totally opposite of what they did when they was alive. You know how many times I tried to get her to sunbathe, but she didn't want to. But now she's totally doing it, and I'm like, oh my god, really? What the hell, man? Or are you poking at me? Are you making fun of me? What are you doing? And what's so crazy about it? They never speak. Why is it spirits never speak no more than 3 words, maybe 4 per sentence? I don't
I think it
understand it.
has to do with their energy and what that they're able to project out at any given time. I mean, even with us, they're still using energy to project into like a medium and things like that.
You got to
Because
remember that it takes they use our energy to tell
Hmm.
you what they want you to know. So actually, it kind of like squeezes some energy out of us so they can tell you something. So by the time that session is over, I'm like that. Like, and the longest I've gone is
if,
6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
if they want energy, why they just don't stick your hand in a light socket?
Like you do.
I don't do that. I don't do it
Yes,
anymore.
you do.
Oh.
Baloney.
I don't do it anymore. The only time I stick my head in a lock socket because once again, I'm a curious person. I want to know. I think
Hmm.
how would you guys feel if you guys were just out here, you don't ask any questions, you're just out here. What kind of world would that be?
Boring.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I want to ask questions. I have to ask questions. What is this? What is that? I'm like a little kid in Toys R Us. If you guys remember Toys R Us, little
Yeah.
kid in a big old toy factory. I want to see. I want to touch. I want to feel. I want to do everything. Am I wrong for
Just be,
that?
but just
No,
because you're in a toy store doesn't mean you're gonna get it. Your answer what you want to know.
Exactly. So
true.
true. Exactly. So why come? It's not wrong with asking. I can ask,
But you ain't
but
gonna
don't
get
necessarily
it
mean
from
I'm going
me.
to answer.
I ain't gonna
You
tell
know.
you.
Yeah, I know that already. Tiffany, I'm looking at your Facebook, and you said
Mhm.
you bridge worlds. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So there's a lot of different kinds of psychics and mediums in the world, obviously. I
Mhm.
like to go to haunted locations because I feel like those are the places that connect easiest with. Um, I like to be able to kind of feel out a house or a location and kind of see what comes through because I feel like those are the locations that people want to speak the most. And people like that don't have abilities, that's how I bridge worlds. I bring them together. I kind of am able to paint a picture for the people that can't necessarily see it.
Hmm. And okay, Christy, I am not Keith. Do not call me Keith. I appreciate it, but I can be many things. You're so cute. Oh Lord. Hey, you know what? I might be handsome, but I don't think I'm cute. I just think I'm me. I mean, I don't know. Do anybody have a cat?
Oh, that's me. Mine won't be quiet. I apologize.
Yeah. I have a cat 'cause I thought, I better go check on him and make sure he's all right. But
Oh no, she's by the
you know,
door and just yelling at me.
she want to get out.
No, no, the door's open. She's just a pain in the butt.
Oh, okay. Now paranormal investigator. We're gonna switch. We're gonna turn that dial for a minute. And turn it a little bit into paranormal investigating. Uh, do people call you in to investigate the locations that you go to? Is it mostly residential, commercial? And when they do call you in, do they ask you to communicate with the individuals that's there, or do they just ask for your validation to make sure that something is there?
So I've been called to a few homes. I haven't done anything commercially, but residential I have. And most of the time it's really unexpected for the things that I can kind of pull out of the hat. We went to one place at one point. This is when I actually had a partner with me. We no longer um, work together for other reasons, but the first house that we went to was very dark and they knew that they had activity, and I feel like they just wanted us to validate it and they wanted us to cleanse the house, which we did. Um, and we had gone back a second time because they felt that it didn't work. And there comes a point where you have to understand where mental health is taking a toll or having a play in certain things. So while I do
Mhm.
believe that their house was haunted, I do also strongly believe that there was a lot of mental health that went into the instance that they called us for.
Mhm.
Um, so knowing that difference really helps. The second time, actually, I think that the spirits were trying to keep them out of the house because they ended up having a small fire in their house after we left. After we went through the house and cleansed the house.
Wow.
And I put like
Mm.
crystals and stuff all through the, like on the windowsills. I put black salt on the entryways. Like I went all out, and they ended up having, like I said, a small fire. So we were kind of just like, oh crap, like hopefully we didn't, make it worse. But I
I don't
also
think
think,
you did. I think that I see also that there was a lot of conflict between the two, right? And
yes.
if you start fighting and if you start throwing each other words that you shouldn't be throwing, it creates their own poltergeist in their own home. So what you are, what you create, right? And that's what happens. And no matter
Yeah.
what you do, it's not going to help. No matter how much you cleanse, no matter how much you put crystal there, you use Palo Santo, you use white sage, it's still not going to help.
hmm and that's, I think, where the mental health part for me anyways came into play.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one kid that was in there, he was dark, and he did not want to let go of whatever darkness held him. I mean, whatever
Oh
ailed him, it
gosh.
it was definitely, I think he brought a lot of that onto to the family, unfortunately, and it was starting to split them apart. So I definitely agree with that. I think that no matter what we did, it just came back like tenfold because he just
Do
wouldn't let
you
it go.
think he had an? Do you think he had? Um, I'm kind of feeling that he had something that hung on to him or something that latched onto him that make him that way. People don't
Yeah, there.
normally do that. People sometimes have, you know, sometimes spirits latch onto people because one certain reason or another reason, because they're weak or that because they have this certain energy that attracts certain people. I have a feeling he had something attached to him.
He did. And I think that it made him crazy. And I also have a feeling that I know what the object that he was
Mm,
attached back to him. And
mm,
I'm quite certain I'm not that's unfortunately something that I can't really disclose, that I won't really go further because that's not my place.
I
But
know.
there was an object that we told them to get rid of in a respectful way,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't, and they wouldn't listen to me, and I said there was, that needed to happen for the attachment to go away.
But you
And like I
see, a
said,
lot of people won't listen. They ask
mm-mm.
for your opinion and they ask for your advice, and when you give it, they just throw it out the window. And that's when you say, okay, that's when you have to walk away.
And that was what we did the second time after I realized, because I felt where the object was. He hid it. I know he
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, I can't, we're done.
Yeah.
And I keep asking if anything got better. And I haven't gotten a response. And I don't think that it did. I think it got worse.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. Like people say, oh, can you help us? Can you help us? I said, yeah. And then you ask questions and they said, oh, I need help with this. I need help with that. I said, okay. So I went there and you know what? A long time ago, they used to hide. It was down south, and they had a dead body in the walls and the plaster in the walls because there was a fight, and when one person was killed, they kept the dead body in the wall, and
Oh my gosh.
they didn't want to remove it, so they just put it in the house. I said, okay, fine, bye. you
Yeah.
know, you know, you can't help everybody, and the thing is, you want to, but sometimes you just have to wash your hands and be on your way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Being a paranormal investigator, it's really hard. How
Hmm.
do you
Yeah.
how do you how do you manage between the two? Being a paranormal investigator and being a psychic medium, how do you balance both of them out at the same time?
I think being a medium is what kind of enticed me to become a paranormal investigator. And I really think that it helps me understand my gifts a little bit better sometimes, because like I can go every day and I can pick up on somebody's energy, but doing like a paranormal investigation to me is completely different because that's a different kind of energy that I'm tuning into. So it's
Mhm.
almost like my distraction of being my everyday self. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does
Yeah.
to me.
Do you like going
No.
in blind? I like going in blind
Yes.
because if I go in with listening to all these dumb stupid EVPs and pictures and I couldn't care less. And I just okay, let's see what we can find.
Yes. I go with somebody that usually does the research so I can compare after I get my hits of what the
Yeah,
information is.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't like equipment. I hate to say it. Okay, I admit I
Well,
don't like equipment. Okay, but if
well,
somebody has
you're
equipment to recognize, yes, this is what was going on. Yes, this person said that. That's fine. But I'm not like
well,
that.
you well, you're the biggest REM pod I've ever seen.
I love
Beep.
that.
I mean, clearly, that's what mediums and psychic mediums, clairvoyants. That's what you got. You guys are just like big REM pods. When something goes off, when you see something goes off, your body effects to it, and everything else just trickles down. Your
Yeah.
senses kick off. You see things, you hear things. You know, what else could that be but a giant sized REM pod?
I love that. I really do.
I
But
mean,
that's true.
that's trust. And once again, man, I love what you guys do. And how can and family, Tiffany, you have family that's no longer here, correct?
Oh yeah.
Everybody does. Okay. Have any of your family members ever reached out to you?
Oh yes.
Okay. Now, what is the better thing? What is that? Is so perfect. I can sit here and have a 5 hour conversation with a grandfather I've never even met. He can tell me about his life, everything that he's done, and without even mentioning any rules or regulations about what's going on up there. At that point, I don't
Mhm.
even care about that. I just care about what he has to say because we are connected, and together where I understand what he's saying. He feels my emotions, and we able to understand. I can talk to my wife. I don't even need Irene anymore. Irene, go on vacation. I got this. I can talk to her for hours, just like she's standing right here, right like she's standing right next to. We can talk. Then I can yell at her about nude bathing in the sun if there is even a sun on the other side. Apparently there is. I get on her about that. You know, and so many other conversations we can have. We can talk about the kids. We can talk about the potential grandkids that my kids might have. The possibilities are endless. But once
Yeah.
again, you guys don't want to go on vacation.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can. There isn't
So
a day where you can't stop using what you have. When I go
Mhm.
outside, I know what's out there. I don't have to. But mind you, here again, I don't go outside.
yeah, don't go outside. But you're driving down the street, Tiffany. You got your daughter in the car with you.
Mhm.
And is it hard to say that you can't go by certain places that make your daughter feel uncomfortable, or she might see things that she don't understand? Because I've heard so many people that are young ones that are gifted. They can't go by cemeteries. They can't go where places where things have happened in the past because they see it. And once the people over there see you seeing them, oh, dude, the situation just turn for the right. And once a spirit sees you, and they notice that they see you, and you see them, then I think that's just an opening door for them to come tag along with you, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer that the spirits know who can communicate with them and who can't. As
Mm-hmm.
far as my daughter, she hasn't really spoken up about it too much about things that make her uncomfortable, except for the spirits that we have here. She does kind of get annoyed because they don't let her sleep. And I mean, they don't let me sleep either. Like, there's been times where I've heard pitter patter and I wake up and I go, "What do you need?" And it's not her. And I just tell the little girl spirit to go to bed because I don't want to deal with it. But she'll try
Yeah.
to climb into bed with me. I've woke up and she's been standing right at the side of my bed looking me dead in the face, and I'm just like, "Can you go to bed?" Like, and I try to tell my daughter the same thing, if a spirit's bothering you, like, you have to verbalize, like, you're
Mm-hmm.
bothering me. And she's still a little scared, I think, of that part, but she does a really good job of just kind of toughing it out. Even though I try to get her to communicate more, she's not at that point yet. I think it still scares her too much.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's stick with the paranormal side. There are some things I don't do as a paranormal investigator. And you might agree with me, you might disagree with me, but I think those are doors for attachments. There's some places I just refuse to go to, and one of them, people think it's funny, but I'm serious about this. I don't go to places where there's death. And what I mean by death, I mean estate sales, because the only way you're going to have an estate sale is somebody died. Estate sales, garage sales, uh, and antique stores, all those places, there's energy there. Number one is, for an estate sale, for an example, we all know if you're having it, something's going on. So somebody died. A garage sale, you're giving somebody probably died, but and you're giving it away. That
Mm-hmm.
person there might have an attachment to whatever that you're trying to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Antiques, antiques go back generations,
Mm-hmm.
and there's possibly can be an attachment to that particular item that's in the unique um, in the store. So I try
Mm-hmm.
to stay away from all of those places. Do
Yeah,
you?
that's why they don't have estate sales here. They don't sell estate jewelry here at all either. It's just because of that.
Hmm.
How do you feel about
That's
that, Tiff?
interesting. I will go to those places, but I will rarely buy anything from them. So
Mm,
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't do it. I can't have somebody's grandfather's. I got somebody's grandfather recliner in my house, and that's something that they love sitting in. Why would I even do that? Why would I buy it, put it in my house, then I turn around and I know they loved it, allegedly. I'm just thinking out loud. But I turn around and see the grandfather sitting in the chair. You know how
Yeah.
quick and fast I would take that chair back where I got it from and leave it in their front yard
Yeah.
because I just, I don't know. It's just a lot of emotion. When you're dealing with stuff like that, it's a lot of emotions involved with it.
Yeah. Especially some of
Yeah.
the things that they wore or something that they treasured and they left their essence on that object. And then you turn around and you purchase that. You have no idea what it is. It's different if you hand it down to your child, right? And you hope that they take care of it because it's a part of that piece is a part of you, and you want them to treasure like you treasured it. So but if you give it to, but if somebody else takes it and it doesn't belong to them, that's the problem that lies there. That's another thing that after the war, um, there's a lot of soldiers that came to Japan and they took treasures from people's houses, like like Japanese swords and stuff like that, and they brought it back to the States and they found out it was really haunted. Of course it is, because you took something from the family to your home and you expect it to be good.
Yeah, I
There
see
you
that,
go.
but I see that. I can't do it.
Nope.
Tiffany, you're a
Yes.
paranormal investigator. Has there ever been a place where you went to that you feel like I shouldn't go back to?
You know, no. As for, I mean, no. I mean, most of the places that I've been to, they've called me to before I've even gone.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like if I get that gut feeling that I shouldn't go, I'm not going even before I have the opportunity to be there.
Yep. Yep. Because you already
Yeah,
can see it in your
Yes.
head. Well, not in your head, in here.
Yep.
Sometimes it's
Mine's
up
in
there,
my
but some
belly.
most, yeah. And then you feel it, and then you just know that you shouldn't go there, and it gives you it's like a spidey sense, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
like my whole body gets like tingly. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. What do you get when you don't see a spirit? What kind of feeling do you get when your body tells you there's something close? See me, I get this headache on the back side of my head, and I know I'm like, oh, it's time for me to go because I know there's something here.
Hmm.
Uh, does that how does that work for you?
It really depends on the spirit, actually. Sometimes I know that they're close by because wherever they are, it'll get like super cold. And I'm not just talking like you need a blanket, I'm talking chilled to my core,
Hmm.
you know, and
Yep.
sometimes it's my back, sometimes it's my legs. But I mean, most of the time when I feel a spirit is like a friendly spirit, I get the feeling across my arms like they're hugging me.
Hmm.
Um, Other times I just kind of get that feeling like, yep, you're behind me, and it's not like I see them like outwardly, but I see them in my head.
Yeah. And then they pull your
Mm.
hair, or they'll yank your hand, or they'll
Hmm.
yank your shirt or your pant leg. Yeah.
What kind of spirit have you had more success with? The older ones or the children?
That's a good question. I usually am better with women and children. Men seem to be kind of standoffish a majority of the time with me.
Do you think the reason why they're standoff in timeish with you is because of the not the way that they died? Let's say more of the timely that they died, because the year that they died, because we know things aren't the same as it was back in the 40s and 50s. And I've had that case too where men are okay with me going into their space, but as far as a woman going into their space, they're not having it. You know, do you think that's probably the reason why?
I think that could be a good possibility. You the question often comes up, why don't you have like new age spirits that you can connect with? And I have my theories about that as well, but I truly think that we connect with older spirits, and a lot of it has to do with the time frame. So yes, I would say that to me anyway, because women didn't have a voice back then. I mean, if you
Yeah,
want to.
Hmm.
because I always thought post World War II, those are the guys that I seem to come across a bit more when I'm investigating, and the
Mhm.
women are ones to actually feel the actual end results of it, because these are the women are the ones that get attacked more. These are the ones that the spirits make. They sometimes they make him feel very uncomfortable, like you shouldn't even be in my space,
Mhm.
So. as time goes on, this is my theory. I think women has got a little bit more into their self awareness. You know, as far as being a nurse, because pre World War II, men were nurses. They were called orderlies. I mean, because men
Mhm.
would come in and take care of the men, and women would take care of the men. You never see it cross.
Yep.
You know, only time you'll probably see that if it's a wife or something. But now it's more where the women, I'm not saying what the numbers are because I really don't know. There's a lot of nurses out there. There's
Mm-hmm.
a
Mhm.
lot of men nurses out there also. So I
Mm-hmm.
think in the next generation of paranormal investigators, where we are the ones that's been investigated, asking questions, we're going to be on the other side. And so they will be able to feel the reverse side of that, where the women will start feel a little bit more comfortable with the men, and vice versa. What do you think?
I think that's a big possibility. I think that that has a generational thing does have a play in it. I mean, I'm the type of person that I will run headfirst into something that makes anybody uncomfortable because that's just my personality. I mean, I've got a strong security background where I come from, men seem to take me as a challenge, so I challenge them right back. So I
We
mean, that's just my personality.
I need to get you down here to Texas, boy. There's some locations down here that they men. I don't know what their problem is, but I've had that situation a couple times where women get, it's okay for the man to come, but when the women
Mhm.
get headaches, they'll throw up. I actually seen one that
Oh,
fainted. It gets pretty bad, you know. Then yeah, so
But that
that would be
depends
that.
on the person's energy, right?
mhm.
It's not
You know,
always the case because I never got sick when we did things together, and it never bothered me physically either.
yeah, but hell, I don't know. It's just weird how that scenario works. You know, works out for everybody. It's crazy. Uh, you know, there are some locations, and believe it or not, guys, we've talked about this, and this is just my theory. And I'm asking you, Tiffany, about this, and Irene. Are there some locations that we investigate that just can't be helped? There are some locations out there we just have to say, what the hell? We're not gonna do. We tried, and there's just nothing we can do about it. The
Yeah,
air is just cold. The land is just old, and the people are just, there's nothing we can do about it. People are just stuck in their ways there. So what's the
yeah.
point of trying to plan something when we know that we can't do it?
Or they're not going to listen.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it depends on your goals. I mean, if you're a paranormal investigator, if you're going to look from that side, your goal is to really just prove that the afterlife exists and document all of the interactions that you get and why they're interacting with you and things like that. If
Yeah,
you go from like the medium side of it, you know, that's where you kind of have to figure out when you're going to throw up the white flag and just say, okay, I surrender. So I
yeah.
guess it depends on what your goal is, depending on, the location.
have you ever done that? Have you ever surrendered to a location?
Hinsdale.
Yeah.
Oh well, I've heard a lot of people surrendered up to that location.
It's an amazing house, but I mean, I was also just in Iowa with BB Paranormal last weekend, and I think that's probably my second location that I'm just like, yep, you win.
Hmm. And there's some
Interesting.
places that you really don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, yep.
That is interesting.
But you see, you always pick and choose your poison, right? You have a choice to go left or right, which place you want to do, which place you don't want to do. So you always pick the place that you can have results or you can help, instead of the ones that you can't help and you know damn well you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You live in New York, and I
Mhm.
know that you don't come across many Native American situations up there, do you?
You would actually be very surprised to know it's the opposite.
Really? Tell me a little
I
bit
work
about it.
I actually work for a Native casino. So, I mean, we have Native American land and a bunch of Native Americans that I work for. Niagara Falls is actually notorious for having a lot of bloodshed between Natives and the American, well, I guess they're Americans now, but the white men back, if you want to go back to their times, the gorge in Niagara Falls is one of the hot spots where one of the big battles came, and there was like 1,200 casualties just from Native Americans just massacring the white men that were like along the gorge here. Um, there's a cave actually that I went to, I want to say it was last year, and it was dark. And honestly, like I just kept seeing like soldiers just going off that embankment and just dying. And some of them were from bloodshed, and then others were just from unfortunately taking that wrong step. But there is a lot of Native American history here, actually.
Mm, wow, I'm really shocked on that one. I just got a history lesson. I didn't think that there was many. At first I thought it was just way too cold for Native Americans to even be up there in their neck of in that part of the country. Uh, but I guess everybody can adjust, no matter what the situation is. Adjustment is necessary. Uh, Man, that is amazing. Uh, you ever seen anything in the casinos that you can explain
Oh yeah.
that you can talk about?
Yeah, actually, matter of fact, there was just a really unfortunate incident that happened, and I saw the person walking across the restaurant, and there should have been nobody in the restaurant, and I even checked to make sure that there was nobody in the restaurant. But yeah, there's definitely been people that I've seen walk back and forth. During COVID was legitimately one of the only times that my casino shut down, and the machines that would go off by themselves. Like I know that before anybody comes at me, the machines do automatically go off on occasion, to kind of entice you to come in, but they shouldn't
Hmm.
spin by themselves and things like that. They would go off. The energy there was just intense, even if there was nobody there. It was kind of bizarre, actually, to be in a completely empty building with a bunch of energy that nobody else could feel. Um,
Wow, that is
it's
crazy.
it's really neat.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'll sit back and watch the show, man. Have a spirit ever manifested itself in front of you?
Oh yeah,
And
my grandfather did when he
let you
passed.
know, right? And how did you handle that?
I kind of froze. Your fight or flight kind of comes into play, but I definitely didn't do either. I kind of just sat there and I was like, there's no way. I know he's gone. And he just kind of turned and walked away, and that was that. I mean, I can't say I never saw him again, but that was like right after he passed, and it was almost like I watched him walk into wherever he was going to just, finish his time.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you believe in deja vu?
I believe that you're on the right path every time that you have it.
Hmm. Interesting. There's a lot of conflicting stories about that. Uh, Now I am going to get into some questions that me and Irene sometimes argue about, and I want to hear a little bit on what you think about it. And I know she's going to laugh and say the thing. The first question first. Do you believe there's politics in heaven?
No,
Why would you say that?
because I'm a firm believer that you don't have much emotion aside from love when you cross over. I
Okay,
mean, of
now,
course, unless you're a benevolent spirit, but
so you're saying there's no rules and regulations in heaven. Without politics, there's no rules and regulations. Am I correct?
I feel like there's rules but they're kind of unspoken rules, kind of like a psychic kind of type of rule. Like you can't talk about the afterlife to the living.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't that considered politics?
Um, I suppose that depends on your definition of what a political standpoint would be.
So there is somebody is telling, if somebody is telling somebody, hey, there's rules here. You have to abide by these rules. You have to understand these rules. And the biggest question is, what is the recourse if you don't abide by these rules? You tell somebody like Tiffany or somebody like Irene what's going on up here. What happens then?
You know, I've really never given it that much thought, but I'm really quite sure I don't want to because I would be terrified to know that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think somebody like Michael or Gabriel will come for you? I mean, I have these are questions that people wants to know, because what happens if you break the rules in heaven? Do you go to hell?
So I suppose purgatory is a thing, right? It had to come from somewhere. I suppose
Mm-hmm.
that it could be something maybe along those lines,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it probably doesn't happen because whoever it did happen to, that was enough to be like, okay, that's the unspoken rule that we don't need any more confirmation of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people say heaven is what you make of it. They say
Hmm.
if you dream of a happy sunny day, it'll be a happy sunny day. If you want to go for a car ride, you can go for a car. There's a car right there. Go for it. You know, there's so many things. I mean, ways, ideas, whatever it may be, that people say that uh, all of this, and most of these things I hear this from Tiffany and Irene are from people that have near death experiences.
Heaven is what you make of it. You create your own heaven. You create your own afterlife. What you want to be. What you want to do. Um. There's a lot of spirits. There's a lot of people who died who have. Let's see. They have to. Hmm. They're in purgatory. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of work to bring themselves to get their afterlife experience, but then there are some who can.
Interesting, interesting. It just there's a lot of unanswered questions, and I know we'll never get. And these are not the questions that are basically that I would ask for to a certain spirit. It's just, is there certain questions I would ask you guys to see what you guys think? And this is another Arsenio Hall moment that I have for you guys. And Irene, we talked about this. Uh, do you believe in reincarnation? And if you guys do believe in reincarnation, at what point in time are we sent back to? Because we know heaven doesn't have a time. You know, you can send back, you can start your life all over again from the 1970s and go back there, or you can
Hmm.
zoom into 2025,
Yeah.
however it seems to go. But the biggest question that I have for you guys is, where, if people are being reincarnated, if there are more people dying than there are people being born, where all these people, where are they going? And the biggest question is, why aren't we having, because in the 70s, in the 50s and 60s, families are huge. They're big. My grandparents had 10, 15, over 20 grandchildren. This day and age, you're not seeing that, Tiffany.
No.
We're just not seeing. My kid is 30. 33. I got one 33, 32. They have no kids. So I know that the population of the planet is going down because nobody's having kids.
Mhm.
So all these people that want to be reincarnated, what bodies are they going to if there's nobody being born?
Yeah.
I just have to throw that out there and see what you guys think on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that it's always necessarily reincarnated into another human. I mean, there's so many different species out there. I mean, they say that, man has a dog's a man's best friend.
Hmm.
There's people that say that they swear that they see the eyes of their family member in their dog that just acts kind of similar to them. I mean,
Hmm.
I'd like to think that those souls have to go somewhere. So why couldn't they go into another being that would be able to show you affection and things like that?
Yeah.
Interesting. But can I be devil's advocate for a minute? Can
Yep.
we debate
Yikes.
this for a minute? We're going to debate this for a minute. Okay. Now, the way reincarnation supposedly go is we're supposed to go back and set things right. Now, we
Hmm.
cannot set things right in our lives because sometimes, logically, I'm asking you guys this in a little bit. Sometimes our lives are repeated over and over and over and
Hmm.
over again. So why would we, in our last trimester or our last of our life, why would they want to put us in a dog? And if that's and this is the thing, if we never got it right the first 8 times, but this is
Hmm.
our ninth time, is our last time, we don't have a choice but to get it right. So why would they
Yeah.
put us with something else?
Well, you see, between me and that image behind me is not of a Christian faith, but of a Buddhist faith. Is that we, if we are chosen to be reincarnated, we have to do it till we get it right. And we'll never get
Exactly.
it. Some of us will never get it right, and some of us are put back again to see to make the path right. And then when you get it right, you be able to be in peace afterwards. Okay,
Okay.
it this is just between the Buddhist faith against the Christian faith. Okay, so it has to do with religion. It taps into sometimes in religion, but it's not always the same for because Christianity, you just don't talk about reincarnation because it goes against the teachings of God,
I,
right?
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there, man, because I do know for a fact that the population on this, and I don't know why the population on this planet is dwindling the way that it is, because people just don't want to have kids anymore.
Nope.
And from what I was, let's just do it like this: is you have that choice. You
Hmm.
have that choice to either go into the sunlight and be with your ancestors and your family, or
Hmm.
you can come back down to earth and try to get this whole situation right.
For me, I never had a choice.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I had a choice because I felt like I've been doing this over and over and over and
Hmm.
over again.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more beers I can drink.
Oh, Terry.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm not religious. I'm agnostic. I'll take from everything. I don't follow one set thing. I don't believe in that. I have a whole bunch of whole other
Mhm.
beliefs, but so I'll play the devil's advocate for a second. So you say, why would you come back as an animal?
Yeah.
There's some people on this earth that are not going to be loved the way that they should be in the human
Yeah.
form. So why not come back in an animal that will get that affection, will get that love, so they can heal that part of them to be able to move on past that part.
Hmm.
So maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. Well,
Good
another
question.
interesting
Good
thing.
answer there, Tiffany. I didn't think you got me on that one because I wouldn't think I
Another
would come
thing
back.
I could tell you. Another thing I could tell you is that if you were okay, this is just from Buddhist. point of view, okay? If you were bad, if you did bad things, you will come back as a steer and you'll be slaughtered and people will eat the steer. So it's like yeah, it's like either or, okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't want nobody to come back and eat me. I'm solid meat right
But
here. What
but
the hell,
but
man?
you know, or come back as as I hate to say this, as an animal because you mistreated your animal, so you'll come back as an animal, and that person will mistreat you, so you will learn your lesson not to mistreat an animal. It's
You,
just it's the teachings are different, so it's kind of like making you think about what you do in your life now.
Hmm.
mate, I don't know, man. There's so many, there are so many possibilities out there, man. And you guys are on the front line of all this. You guys are doing everything that you guys are supposed to do, but I'm not getting the answers out of you guys. I'm gonna
He
bug the
ain't
hell
gonna
out of
get
y'all
it,
until I get
right?
it. I
He's
just,
not gonna get it. I'm not gonna tell
No,
him.
not in the way that anybody's expecting, I don't think.
No.
wow, that is.
And it's not anything against anybody. It's just it's well, like we said, it's kind of that unspoken rule, but it's also really hard to explain unless you understand
Mm,
from that perspective.
yeah.
And that's not trying to be um egotistical or anything like that. There's just certain
Mm.
things that you really can't explain unless you know and you understand.
And another thing also is that I'm not gonna, like I said before, you accept it or you don't. If you don't accept it,
Hmm.
that's fine too. If you do accept it, then embrace it. But if you don't, that's okay too. Because I'm not gonna be here to twist your arm to show you that you should accept this, right?
You twist my arm
Exactly.
all the time we talk. What are you talking
No,
about?
I
You
don't.
twist my
Oh,
arm all the
come
time.
on.
Okay, let's see here. And I got another medium on the wing. I think we have to learn to be okay with all
Hmm.
the answers. Oh Lord, see, I got another enemy because I want to know. Wing spirit mediumship, Lynn, I want to know. And I'm not
But
gonna
you ain't
stop
gonna get it.
until I pushed in there. I want to know. It's in my DNA to know. Uh,
You ain't gonna get
let me.
it.
This is a big debate, and I have to know what you think. There are people out here in this world, and I already know who I'm talking, what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people in this world that are taking or having medium classes. Is
Hmm.
medium classes something that if mediumship is something that you can learn right off the bat? Because I always thought mediumship is something that's hereditary. It's something in your DNA. It's something, like you say, you can't explain how you got it. You just have it. It is something that you cannot be taught in a classroom.
So I go back and forth on this a lot because I do see a lot of people that are um, offering classes and stuff like that with mediumship. And I'll go back to what I said, and I'm not going to, take back what I said of everybody has that intuition, but you need to be able to center yourself and to be able to trust yourself to be able to even have those classes work for you. So you
Yeah,
have to be on a certain level before you can even consider going to that next level. Can
yeah.
somebody be taught? I do agree. Yes, they can. However, I think you need to take those steps first. You can't just go in there willy nilly out of the blue and just expect it to be, what you're looking for.
And
But if
if
that's
you don't have that kind of base with it, I don't think any course can ever help you if you don't have the basic of what your body is and who you are
Hmm.
and how do you, and your center of your core is and how you see things. If you don't have that base, like you can spend $100, $150, $200. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, you will never learn.
and this is what gets me is how can someone take an 8-hour course and learn things that it's in your DNA, things that you ain't even completely understand yet, and they can learn it all in an 8-hour course. Why is that fair? That is not fair to you. That is not fair to your ancestors. That is not fair to anybody.
But
How is it even possible?
there are schools out there that want to milk people, saying that, well, I can teach you how to be a medium, and all you have to do is pay so much money, and yeah, you get a certificate, and there you go. Now you call a medium. You go ha 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 ha, and then people say, oh wow, I'm a medium now because I finished this course. See, this is my certificate. You're like, yeah,
So that kind of that I'll agree with that. I mean, you can teach anybody the basics out of how to be in tune with yourself, but
yeah,
it's really up to the person to tune into
yeah,
themselves and understand what they were
yeah,
teaching you.
yeah,
However, I do feel like the people that are like, "Hey, I got this certificate, look at me," are the ones that are going to be charging up the wazoo if they're going to do like paid readings and stuff because they
yeah,
want to have the flash to it. You know, the
yeah.
people
But
that
the thing is, I can teach people in a class how not to be drunks. Same thing.
fair. But
Same
Yeah,
it comes
damn
to
thing.
free will.
yeah,
Free will
yeah,
and the
yeah,
dedication to be able to make that happen. It's up to the
yeah,
person.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's to me, I think that's just total BS. Whether people agree with me on the chat, some of them are agreeing, some of them ain't. Whether you disagree, and I think that is such a slap in the face
mm-hmm,
for certain ancestors who have made it their gift to pass it on from generation to generation. It's
yeah,
not fair that you have to go in a class and learn for 2.5 hours to be a medium. I can sit in my living room, cross my legs, meditate for 8 hours, but that doesn't mean that I'm a medium.
yeah,
I can
Absolutely.
see
yeah.
things.
And you know what? The thing is that when you're a real medium, like you, like Tiffany, uh, you find yourself not wanting to put it on a billboard. You're not going there and advertising who you are, what you are. You are sometimes we just climb inside of ourselves until we're needed and we come out and we help people, but
Mhm.
we don't put it out there on a on a card and say, hey, I'm your medium, yeah, come in, yeah, I'll help you, blah blah blah. No, we just
Yeah,
don't do that.
I
And
think.
some people do, some people will, some people do, but the majority of us don't.
It took me a long time to even put it out on my Facebook that I was a medium. You know, I started off as I was
Exactly.
just a paranormal investigator.
Yeah,
And
me
then
too.
it
I
started to
always
come out
say
a little bit
I'm
more and
me.
more.
I'm
Hmm.
me. And I don't consider myself a clairvoyant. I don't consider myself a medium. I'm just Irene.
Hmm.
And yeah, if you need my help, I can help you. But I don't put a label on myself because I hate that.
That's
Because
fair. Hmm.
people um people like labels. Some people do, some people don't, but I don't. And they
Well,
said, "Oh, she's a medium. Oh, he's that. Oh, he's that. Oh, he's a paranormal investigator." Yeah, so I'm
and
still me in
I,
the
I
end.
think that word psychic medium scares a lot of people
Mhm.
Hmm.
because of the word. If you look up the word psychic medium, and this is something we talked back at the beginning of the podcast, is where did your history come from? Some people think that you come from.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who Mary Sibley is. From that generation, you know who Mary is, Tiffany?
Hmm.
Who you know who Mary Sibley is one of the ringleaders in the witch trials in
Yeah.
Hmm.
Salem.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
did it start from that? Did it start
Yeah.
before that? But the thing is, there's a lot of mediums, psychic mediums out here, like you're saying, Tiffany and Irene, that have the gift, but are so afraid to open that door to the possibility of what if. What if? And I tell people all the time, dude, you can't. People are afraid of those words. What if? The possibility,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
possibility. If you don't open that door, you never know.
Yeah.
If you
Eh,
open that door, the possibilities are
yeah.
endless.
Yep.
And it depends on the country too where you live in. I mean, me, I keep my mouth shut. I don't say anything because I it's a
Well,
no no.
you better not say nothing. I know people that know you.
Ah, shush. I mean, I don't. The only person who knows what I do know is my children and my doctor. But he's an old man.
Oh.
He understands what I do. But other than that, nobody else knows what I do. And I'd like it, but I prefer it that way because I just can't stand the stigma against what I do. In my country, you just don't talk about spirits. That's why I say ooga booga sometimes because, you know, I mean, jeez. Or I say boo. You know, it's because I can't talk about what I do, and it's just a no-no to talk about paranormal investigating. It's a no-no to talk about if you could talk to spirits. It's uh just a just butts in this country to talk about it. So I just sit here in my home. I make protection jewelry. I do whatever I do. Um, yeah, and I study certain stones that, and I study the people, and I think, okay, you need this, and you need that, and you need that, so I'll make you something with this and that in it. So I mean, that's what I do because if I come out and tell anybody that I'm a paranormal investigator or I'm a medium, they'll say, uh oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I mean, I
Uh-oh.
hear that all the time. I hear
Mm,
that all the time.
yeah.
Well, Tiffany, I got a couple more questions, and we're gonna get you out of here. I know you got better things to do than hang out with me and Irene all night.
Hmm.
This has been a blast. I love it.
Oh, and I've already talked to that little boy or little girl behind you, and I already said that you can't be bothering these people because these people live here and you're not of this world anymore. So
Well,
you're
here,
Oh,
okay.
they
wait,
don't bother me. I love
yeah,
them. They're my little buddies.
Yeah,
yeah. If
but
they
I
don't listen, if they don't listen to her, woman think they gonna listen to you.
We've made peace with each other.
yeah, but they were poking their head up behind your head, and they were looking at me, and they said, and I was
I
going,
could just
huh?
imagine. I could just imagine what she sees around me with my
Well,
orange and
Grandpa is
blue aura.
here, your wife is there, and yeah, okay.
I was
Hey,
wondering what you were looking at. I knew you had something you wanted to say. I was just waiting for you to say it.
who me?
No,
No,
Oh,
Irene. I could tell
yeah,
by your
that,
body language.
yeah, because I was doing this right. Yeah, when my head
there's
goes
a
sideways, I go, huh, like that. Yeah.
she does a lot. She helps me out a lot. I give her that. She gives me a lot of advice. She gives me encouragement because I don't know. I'll probably be in a somewhere dark right now. But speaking of somewhere dark, can you imagine if you was a child in the 40s and the 50s, back when parents really didn't understand
Hmm.
anything about psychic mediums or spirits? They knew, but they really didn't care. And they
Nope.
kids had the gift, and their kids kept telling them, I see
Hmm.
this, I see that, I see this. And they end up taking them somewhere where the kids really don't belong.
Yeah.
Some of these
Look at the
mental
asylums. Asylums. The one in Kentucky, right? Yeah. The ones all over. Like the one. There's one in Pennsylvania. There's one everywhere in Ohio. There's everywhere where the kids were placed in these homes because one, they're autistic. Two, they could see spirits. Three, yeah, they had a certain type of other kind of gift, and yeah, they were placed in these places because they thought they were crazy.
Mhm.
and people were doing crazy things to these kids. and
Mhm.
basically all they wanted was somebody to talk to. They
Yeah.
didn't need
Mhm.
no drugs. They didn't need psych meds. They just wanted somebody that, whether the doctor believed them or not,
Mhm.
some of the things that these guys are saying was actually credible.
Mhm. Yeah.
And they're like you guys. Uh, it's not their fault that they have the gifts that they have. It was, DNA. It's in the blood.
Yeah.
So at some point, the mother or the father were saying the same thing that the
Mhm.
kids were saying, and the mother or the father were saying it, but didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you send your kids here because you see the same thing, you experience the same thing. So your kids are saying this, and you're gonna send them to a psych ward? Are you fucking
Mhm.
kidding me? And
Yeah.
some of these psych wards are some of the places where people are investigating today. Some of these kids never even left.
Oh
Some of
yeah.
these
Yeah.
some of these locations are some of the most haunted locations in the country. I'm
Mhm.
not going to say the most haunted because we really don't know what the most haunted location in the country is. I have an
Mhm.
idea, but
Mhm.
I don't think it's anywhere up there or anywhere close, you know. But it's weird on how people can switch the narrative.
Mhm.
I'll call you back later. Can switch to things for their own selfish needs.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
Mhm.
always tell people, if back in those days, if the parents took a little bit more attention and paid attention to their kids,
Mhm.
these places wouldn't be the way that they are now. But back
Yep.
then,
It's.
parents really didn't understand what was going on, even though they saw it from their childhood. They
Mhm.
knew, but they did nothing.
No.
They did nothing. And I think maybe, just maybe, and I know times are different, and I think that's maybe why some of these guys that are psychic mediums, they are scared of opening that door because they might get scrutinized, they
Mhm.
might get things and that because of what the past, the last generation of paranormal investigators went through. And to
Mhm.
me, I don't think that's fair.
No.
What do you think?
I mean, I've been told that I'm lying. I've been scrutinized
Mhm.
about, what I do. And
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
matter of fact, somebody I thought was a friend, I showed them some of the evidence that I had, and they were like, oh, well, where's the button to make it go off? And I really just wanted to say your nose that I'm about to just put into your
Yeah.
mouth
My
there. But
uppercut. Right. Yeah.
but I
You
mean,
But
know,
the one
yeah.
thing I will
Yeah.
say is I'm not a violent person, I promise, but
No.
stuff like that really agitates me. And
Yep.
honestly, like this field, if nothing else, has taught me who my real friends are. And I
Yep.
think that's something to kind of
Yeah.
take note of, because I feel like back then you kind of banded together with people that were like minded, and that's kind of what we do now. But the
Mhm.
community is just so big at this point that I couldn't ever imagine, putting my daughter through something like those kids went through.
Uh,
yeah,
I could tell you something about that. My son, who's now 33 years old, we lived in a really bad haunted condo, okay? He went through some stuff back then. I could cry because I couldn't help him. I could only support him. The stuff that he went through, I could never talk about here. And I can't because I won't. It's just some things that it's better left unsaid because I don't want it coming after me right now. So that's why I leave it as is. But it's just, how dare you do that to my child? How dare you do that
Mhm.
to my to my child? He's just a child, and he was only 8 years old. Okay, and I cried so many times because I couldn't help him. Back then, I knew I had abilities, but I wasn't really tuned into it. until I got possessed twice. I'll leave that to that, anyways. But yeah, I mean, it was hard being a mother, seeing your kid go through certain things that he had to go through, and he was forced to see it. And I think his room had a big, huge portal that made him see stuff. And it was just the most horrendous thing. Like, I mean, I would love to give whatever that was a right hook and say, "You damn you," but I can't. You can't. It's dead. It did it. And just live with it. And that's why we moved out. And
Well,
yeah, because you can't help it. I mean, how can you have 144 suite condo when when you know it's damn haunted and you can't do anything about it? And yeah, it's just like, well, ditch it and just move on and move away. And half the stuff that I owned, I threw away because I didn't want to bring it here. Yeah, because I didn't want
all
to bring
right.
that energy here. So I told my husband, okay, throw away the curtains, throw away everything else, throw away half my baking stuff, and I'll buy new ones if I have to. But yeah, it was like hell on earth for me, and it was hell on earth for my children. And it's like you don't want anybody to live there because it was damned. And with what my son went through, I would never wish it on anybody else. But he has that gift.
Yeah, I wish I was your son.
Yeah,
Tiffany, is there any, just a couple more questions, I'm going to get you out. Is there
You're good.
any mediums on TV that you think is very credible?
I think Teresa Caputo is probably one of the more credible ones. And
mm-hmm,
I grew up with Sylvia Brown, and honestly, like that woman was legit. I mean, there were certain
mm-hmm,
things that she would say that I still resonate with right now, like in my current life. I mean, I know she's no longer with us, but
mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah,
there's the more common ones too, like Tessa Groff and things like that. But
mm-hmm.
honestly, like I'm not, I'm, I haven't watched her enough to think that she is. Well, I can't really say one way or the other because I don't like saying that anybody isn't credible because I don't know what their gifts entail. Everybody
Yeah,
has their own levels and they have their own abilities that I mean, like I can't, how do I word this? My strengths come from traumatic incidences. I can
mm-hmm,
still read people and I can still, read energy shifts and things like that.
mm-hmm.
But it's more difficult for me to read like a person face to face.
Yeah, I agree
Spot
with
on,
that.
Tiffany. You know what? I always thought the lady from the Dead Files were pretty good. I can't remember her
Amy
name.
Allen.
Yeah, Amy. Because you can tell when she's interacting with something because she always turns her head like this, and she
Mm-hmm,
does it all the time. And I'm like,
mm-hmm.
and she does this, and I'm like, oh my god, there's something that's going
Mhm.
on with this lady. But she's probably one of my favorites. Uh,
But you
yeah.
have to understand that not all mediums. Some have different abilities. Some of them can see certain things, and some, like, I can't see certain other things too. That's why I always have my other friends. I always say, "Hey, I got a problem here. Can you help me with this?" And when I do that, we all work together and try to find what I'm looking at. And it's not just one person, it's the several people together that create this family to help us find what we need, and maybe not a solution, but make it easier, make it better. And how could we help this solution not resolve it, to make it more, I don't know, acceptable, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't think that we work alone, but sometimes we have to help. Sometimes we need each other.
Yep,
And sometimes we
absolutely.
need help. And if we have a roadblock, we need others to help us remove that roadblock so we can all, if I can show that person what I'm seeing, and that person, okay, I can see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So help me with it. It works because we all not do things alone. The majority of us, but some people do. Some people say, "I'm a medium. I'm gonna do it by myself." You can stick it up your rear end because I'm not. Yeah, they don't want to help you, and you don't. They don't want to help either. So, but the majority of us do rely on other people, do rely on other mediums, and if you can help me, please, because I need help, and there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that, right?
Absolutely.
No, ain't nothing wrong with- the to me the biggest problem is in the paranormal community is like you're saying, Irene. Nobody, when it comes to mediumship or mediums that want to help each other, they're
Hmm.
always clashing. I don't like when
Yep.
mediums clash. When I call another medium in to help another medium, I expect you guys to get together to build a foundation so we can solve it. It's not about the mediums. It's not. It's all about the client that we're
Yeah.
that we're there
Hmm.
to help.
And Terry and I,
Uh,
Terry, we had run into that problem twice, right? We
yeah,
had that problem twice. And, and I said, I don't give a rat's ass if she don't like me. I want to help the client. I don't care if she likes me or not. Who gives a
Hmm.
shit? That's what I used to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always about the client.
Yeah.
For
And people
somebody to
forget.
say, well, I don't like that person because this and that, and I'm like, dude, I didn't bring you in
Yeah.
to for your opinion on who you
Yeah.
like and who you dislike. I
Yeah.
brought you in for your opinion on the
Yeah.
situation that's at hand. Can we
Yeah.
solve this?
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you can't, if you guys cannot coexist, somebody's got to go home.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not
And they
playing.
went
Somebody,
home. Remember, Terry? They went
they went,
home.
they went home. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
They
And
went home.
he was floored because they went home.
Hey, if you can't
And
get along, you can't hang.
If you can't hang, hey, if you can't stand the heat, what do you do?
Cool
Really,
yeah.
off.
really,
But
really. Tiffany, I
yeah.
thought you was old school.
I mean, I'm only in my early 30s. I could try, but
If you can't, I'm pretty sure your mom or your grandmother have said that if you can't stand the heat, what? Anybody in the chat, tell me. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the what?
Yeah.
fire.
Where is it?
Mm.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suck at that stuff. I know. You don't have to tell
Yeah.
me.
If you can't stand the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. There you go, Kimmy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
You can't stand the heat,
Yeah.
get out the kitchen. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you don't like each other, if you can't coexist, if we can't solve a problem that's going on,
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah.
And that's how I
But
look at it. Go ahead, finish.
I just
And I'm not, and trust me, I'm not the hardest paranormal investor. I get along with anybody. But when it's times to knuckle down and do something, we do what we need to do and we get out. Because there's other
Right.
things I could be doing. I could be hanging out with the homeboys. I mean, I'm nothing special. I don't ever tell myself.
yeah.
Yes. But all right. A couple more questions. I'm gonna get you out. The next question is, what do you say, Tiffany and Irene, when a troubled individual comes up to you and you sense that they have the ability within them and they're confused on what to do? What would you tell them? What would How would you open up to them?
I'm a very strong believer in following your heart
Hmm.
or following your gut, I guess, because your heart and your brain are always going to lie, but follow your gut. And I tell that to legitimately anybody that struggles, because your heart can conflict with your brain and your brain can lie
Mm-hmm.
to you. So follow your gut, because your gut never lies.
Yeah.
So if your gut tells you that I don't want to be a medium, then you don't want to be a medium.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like you said, a lot of people get fearful behind that door. What's behind that door? And a lot of people, I mean, I had this conversation recently, don't want to ruin a good thing. So, if you think that your life is going in a good direction and you're not ready to take that leap, follow your gut.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, whatever's going to happen is inevitable anyway. So you're either going to shape up or you're going to ship out. Like it's going to fall on you either way. Like you're either ready for it or you're not, and it's going to eventually come to a head.
Okay,
And some people
yes.
are never ready for it too.
Right.
Okay, that's a double-edged sword. Am I right? Because if you don't, and I'm just saying this, if you don't embrace what you are,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen to your child when your child is about to experience that? How are you going to explain to your child what's going on if you didn't experience that yourself? If you didn't lay that foundation for
Mm-hmm.
yourself and for your child to understand it, then how are you going to explain that?
There comes a
Sometimes you
point where you're
can't.
you're going to be you're going to be the one that breaks that generational curse, and unfortunately I'm that
Sometimes you
person in my
can't.
family.
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to let the ball roll where it rolls. And if they ask questions, you're there to answer them. You're there to help them go through the experience. But you really
Okay.
can't control, because it's just a volunteer thing that happens.
Okay, cool. And I'm sorry, I'm throwing a million questions at you at once, and you're like, I
I'm
get
just
it.
trying to gauge how to answer without coming across the wrong way.
No,
Well, you
trust me,
see,
you're on
that's
a
the part.
podcast.
You know,
There's no wrong
you have
way.
to say it. You have to. I don't have a filter. Okay, that's the problem with I do. But you can't have a filter when you want to say
You
something,
cannot on my
especially with
podcast.
this.
There's no filter. You say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say what's on your mind, and I want you to be honest with me. This is the last question. It's cold up in New York. I really don't feel like driving up
Mhm.
there, but I'm gonna drive up there just for you, just to come hang
Appreciate
out with.
that.
I'm gonna drive shit 10,000 miles
It's a
just to
long
come
drive.
hang out with you, and I'm only gonna hang out with you for a moment before I head back. Okay, so I'm driving up to New York City, and I call you up. I'll say, "Hey, Tiff, I'll be at your house like in 10 minutes." You're like, "Okay, great. I'll have some tea waiting on you for you when it's gonna be pretty cold." And I'll say, "Okay, but it's not about the tea. I want you to. We're gonna sit down and talk." So I knock on your door. We said hello, and I grab you by your hand, and I say, "Tiff, walk with me." You walk with me. We walk. Well, she say, "Well, let me get my snow boots on." You put your snow boots on. We walk, and I say, "Tiff, there's something I want to give you. There's a gift that I want to give you personally." And you, just like all mediums, that one eyebrow goes up, and you're curious, and you're like, I wonder what he's about to give me. He's about to give me some money? What is he about to give me? Did he just win the lottery or what? You're curious, you're curious, just like
Hmm.
I am curious. And you're like, no. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to give you knowledge. Knowledge, would you believe knowledge is the key to the universe? Would you agree or disagree?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, yeah, knowledge is the key to the universe. So I'm going to give you this knowledge. I'm going to give you everything that you ever wanted to know about the paranormal world, the other side, everything that the psychic community is not wanting you to know, everything the other side don't want you to know. I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give you that knowledge. You're going to know. You're going to know what the answer is before somebody even asks the question, and you're going to say what you feel, and you're going to say, well, this and that, because you're gonna already know. Okay, so with that being said, would you accept my gift, or would you recline it and say, no, Terry, I want to continue. I want to learn all this, everything I wanted to know on my own. So no, I am not going to accept your gift, and you can get back to Texas. Which one would you take?
It's a great question. I honestly think that I would want to learn as I went because I feel like if I knew everything, life would be super boring. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing of not having curiosity. I mean, it's going to be boring. You have to have that need
Yeah.
to that drive to want to learn, and I think that's what kind of makes us who we are as people.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. So I can take my gift and go back to Texas, huh? I feel you.
Yeah. I'd
A lot of
appreciate the
people,
offer though.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw it out there, and see if you would take it. Because some would, some wouldn't. I mean, because some people like to know before the question is asked. And some
The
people
thing is
like
that
to continue with the work.
we are not made to know certain things. Some of us have extra knowledge, some of us don't. And some of us are not ready to know. And some of us will learn in time. But I cannot be forced to have this knowledge unless I'm ready to learn to have this knowledge. Unless I am willing to be, unless somebody gives it to me and tells you this is what you'll have to learn. This is what you need to know. This is what is given to you for only you, right? And that's why we can't tell you certain things because it's not that we don't like you. It's the fact that it's I cannot tell you for certain reasons, and that's it. And you have to accept it.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see here. Uh,
Precisely.
well, I'm going to answer my own question for you. I'm going to accept it. I want to know it all because knowledge is everything. Without knowledge, we have nothing. So everything is based on knowledge. But like you say, Tiffany, can you learn that knowledge as you go,
Hmm.
as life goes on? Yes, you can.
Hmm.
But wouldn't it be nice if it just hit you like a brick all at one time and your brain is just sucking in all that knowledge? And man, I bet you will sleep great that night, just head just full of knowledge. Then again, you probably won't even get no sleep because you got so much going on, man. So much knowledge in you. It's just you just want to share it with everybody,
Hmm.
and I know it, but I want to share it. Wouldn't it
But
be
you
nice
see,
to share it? Would it be nice to share it, or would it be nice to learn it then share it?
you see, having that comes with great responsibility. Like with what we have,
I
we
got
are
3 kids.
responsible for what we know.
I got 3 kids. Is that's great responsibility?
I think it
That's
would
a little
come
bit
as this.
different.
It's the same
Go ahead.
thing of wanting to know all the answers with us. I mean, we don't even have all the answers, even though we can
No.
communicate with things. We don't have them all, and
Hmm.
eventually, it's going to be a burden because you're not going to. You mean you're going to spend so much time. Everybody's going to ridicule you eventually and say, "Well, you're just a know-it-all." At least that's what I would say, and that would be just as hurtful as not being believed for anything else. And
Yeah.
and having that wealth of knowledge would eventually be a hindrance to me anyway,
Yeah.
personally.
It would be so much on your shoulders that you would not be able to enjoy that knowledge, right?
No, I think I would enjoy every bit of it because you know what?
Ah, Terry.
with all this knowledge, with all
Forget
this
it. He
knowledge,
ain't gonna listen.
wait, with all this knowledge, do you know who I would come to first? You know who I would come
Uh-uh.
first? Oh, you. I would, yeah. I see. There you go. You doing that? You would be the. I would come after. I would come get you first. Yep, Tiffany, you're second.
Oh, thank you.
Because you denied me. You denied me knowledge when we first started, and I got to pick on you anyway.
Well, you know what? You know what? You know what? We could just go in his house, astral project in his house, and say to him.
But you know what? If you
There
do
you
that,
go.
if you want to do that, hell, I'll meet you at the bar. I ain't got no problem. We can, hell, we'll drink the night away. I ain't got no problem with that. If you want to ask, yeah, come on. Hey, anybody want to astral project to my house? Feel free. All drinks on me. No
Well,
problem.
I've already done that 50 times already. You know that, right?
Well, then you know. Well, dang, I'm good to go. I am good to go. Oh, my ears just popped. Tiffany,
You
it
see,
has
he
been a
didn't listen to me.
pleasure
He didn't
speaking with
listen to me when I told him to cleanse his house before you moved in because there's no old lady and there's a little boy spirit in his house. He didn't listen to me, and afterwards he finally listened to me afterwards, right? So,
you. But here's the question. I'm like I'm like Tiffany. No need to bother if they're not bothering me, right?
Yep.
That's how I look. If they're not bothering me, everything is cool. Only thing I ask for is one, you clean up after yourself. Two, replace the toilet tissue if we run out. Number three, if you make mess up the kitchen, clean it up and clean up after yourself. That's not much that I ask for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Don't
pretty
leave the
fair.
lights on all damn night. Don't leave the lights on. If you cut them on, cut them off. My light bill is high. I'm trying to get it down now. Yeah. Don't worry about the dishwasher because it's broke. If you're gonna hand wash, just make sure y'all clean up after yourself. I don't mind you doing all that stuff. Just make sure you clean up after yourself. That's all I ask. You're gonna cook, save me some.
see,
That's it. Tell
he
the
wants the
world.
spirits to work, right? But you know damn
Right,
well that ain't gonna happen.
do you for 1 minute you're gonna live in my house for free? You gotta pay the piper one way or another.
Fair
I
enough.
already got my husband to do that.
See, and me and him gonna have a talk.
See,
He,
my
he's
husband does
gonna
the
pay the
laundry,
piper
he
one
washes
way or
the dishes, and he vacuums, so I really don't need anybody.
she's a bully. I don't need any bully ghost. Tiffany, tell the world how to get a hold of you, my friend.
You can find me on Spotify. I have my own podcast, Beyond Logic with Tiffany. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, and they are all Beyond Logic with Tiffany.
Wait a minute, you're on Spotify?
I am on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts.
How do you get on those, man? I've been trying forever to reach out to those audience, and I can't never. I'm not, believe it or not, when it comes to doing stuff like that, I'm not technically advanced technology wise. I don't know how to do it. And the biggest question is, what is your rate per month to be on those platforms?
It's all free.
All free?
Yep.
You got to show me how to do this
All right, I
because
gotcha.
you say that now till I have you doing all the work.
You know
I
what? You
need
know
to
what? You know
learn.
what? You should make him. If you're gonna help him, he owes you something, right?
I already
Don't do
offered
it for
knowledge
free
down. What else can I? She turned me down flat. There's nothing I can do about that.
because he's gonna ask you questions and you can't answer him, right? And you can't give him the answer. So remember that.
Gotcha.
She already turned. She don't want anything. She don't want no knowledge. She wants to learn it all, and I respect. All I can do is respect that, right?
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I respect that. All right, Spotify. So is all your stuff pre-recorded? Then you share to all your platforms over there?
Yep. You can find most of my podcasts on YouTube as well. There's some video, but they're all pre-recorded. I've contemplated doing the live thing like we're doing now. And I might start doing that because I think it's pretty neat to be able to interact live. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, if you need help with that, I got you. I got you. I'm your big dog. I got you. I can get
Just be
all the different
careful.
platforms that you what all the platforms that you all the different platforms. If you need help, I got you. I can get you. We can do this.
I
You know,
appreciate
pair
it.
unity. I believe in pair. I believe in that. You help me, I help you. I believe
Got
because
it.
there's so many different platforms
Just be
that we're.
careful. He might ask you a question that you can't answer.
I didn't say that.
That's okay.
There are so many. There are so many different platforms you can go get on, and I wish Spotify would actually allow you to stream live. I think that would be a kick ass. But I understand why they do it because they want
Mhm.
you to listen to it while you're driving. You know, uh, that is so cool, man. That you're able to get on different. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, I wanted that. And your name on Spotify and the other one is the same name here, but you Beyond Logic with Tiffany, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All right, guys, there it is. You got it, man. If you guys are ever on Spotify and all those high dollar platforms over there, feel free to check her out. I'm curious to know what she's talking. Hey, why you didn't tell me? We could have done this on your platform, and dude, you would
I'd
have
be
blew
happy to
up.
have you on.
Yes, I am so. That would be so cool. But I've
Yeah, we'll
never been
set something up.
definitely. Maybe you can ask me questions.
I definitely would.
I mean, I think I'm a interesting guy. I think I can handle it. What do you
All
think? No, I
right.
mean, I think we can handle it. I think we can do this. All right, man. We are going on 2 hours. It doesn't even seem like 2 hours. It
No,
has
it
been.
doesn't.
It's been a great time talking to you, my friend. I appreciate you coming on the show, sharing all your thoughts, your visions. I'm sorry that we didn't get into the scientific aspect of the paranormal. We kind of delved into the mental health of it, but there is so much in those two that we need to chat about. That it's unbelievable. But we can do that the next time we talk. I would love to sit down and chat with you. Most men
Yeah.
have what problem? Okay, now they're talking about me. What does that mean? I love Terry's. Hey, are y'all seeing this?
Yep, there we go.
What? I'm not. Okay.
You are awesome, and thank you so much for having me on. It's been awesome, Terry. You're an awesome person. Irene, you're great also. This has been fantastic. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Hey,
We
no
had fun.
problem. We had a
And Terry
great time.
can't pick our brains, right?
Terry can't pick up what? I don't know.
You can't
But
pick our
anyway,
brains.
guys, Tiffany, what is my aura? What colors are you seeing right now before I get out of here?
You're real green right now.
Hmm.
Now, is that green? I mean, I'd rather be green than yellow.
Green is happy and just you're a light green.
Oh, cool. Anybody behind me?
See, that's more of Irene's forte over there. I mean,
I already know what she's
video's a
gonna say.
little tougher for me.
Yeah.
I am not a. Don't call me Teddy Bear Terry. That is not. See. All right, guys. All right, Christy. Boy, you know what? And I was going to invite you down for our annual uh, uh, Oktoberfest, but you can cancel that. the Harvest Moon Festival in October. Get a chance to holler at the moon and get drunk on the fence. You can't. That's only in Texas. You're not gonna. You can't do that nowhere else. But Chris, Christy, you goofy. Tiffany, it's been a pleasure again. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. All you guys that are out there today, man, appreciate all your comments and all your feedback. All you guys that are over there on the different platforms, I really appreciate you guys joining us. And like I say, if you ever get a chance, go over to Spotify and check Beyond Logic with Tiffany, man. Check out some of her stuff while you guys are driving on the road. You know what I'm saying? And if you ever get a chance, hey, I'm open. You guys can join me on the podcast anytime. But in the meantime, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal, and I'm my co-host Irene. Peace. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Stay out of trouble.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. Yeah.